Hi everyone. Hope you're all having a beautiful bank holiday. It's very hot out there, amazing weather. And welcome to another podcast of For the Love of Drama. And today I am going to be reading a monologue that I wrote last week. It's called Post-it Notes and Panic, all about a mother's interpretation of her teenager's exam stress. And I've made a few changes since last week, so I'm going to perform it for you now. So here is Post-it Notes and Panic, a monologue by Becky. Sometimes I wish I could just escape, do a bunk, clear off, do a full Shirley Valentine for the next few months until exam season is well and truly over. I often fantasize about lying on a beach, watching a beautiful sunset. I close my eyes and I can hear the waves coming into shore. I can almost taste the cocktail that is in my hand. I am totally at peace. And then the vision implodes as someone yells, "Mom, the Wi-Fi's gone again." And really, whose bright idea was it to have two children born 2 years apart? So we get the joy, the privilege, the absolute torture of having two lots of exam stress at the same time and two complete teenage breakdowns as well. I blame my husband, Mark. Come on, Becky. We want our children to be close in age, not years apart. Wow, great idea, Mark. A parenting masterstroke, truly inspiring. Because we've now got Toby doing A-levels and Millie doing GCSEs. And the atmosphere in the house is part wildlife documentary, part war zone, all wrapped in a cloud of hormonal doom so intense that even the dog tiptoes around with his ears down, as if he is expecting someone to explode at any moment. Honestly, I'm half expecting the hamster to erect a tiny flag outside his little plastic house. Toby, at 18, has become a tragic sort of philosopher. He sits at the desk in his bedroom, staring at his revision notes, like he's decoding ancient runes that might summon a demon. Every so often he sighs heavily and tells me he's got it under control. Every so often he plays Elden Ring, being wiped out by a 12-armed monster and then punted off a cliff by a furious skeleton while he's got it all under control. And Mark, of course, thinks that this is absolutely fine. He's nearly an adult, Beck. Let him find his own way. Find his own way. The only way that Toby knows is the way to the biscuit jar. And then there's Millie, sweet, dramatic, GCSE-ridden Millie. Yesterday she cried because her favourite pink highlighter had dried up. Today she's lying on the living room floor, surrounded by revision cards, like she's been outlined at a crime scene. I offered to help her with English literature, and she laughed hysterically and said, "Mum, you once called Shakespeare wordy. I don't need those negative vibes." Mark, much to my annoyance, is just as calm and chilled as usual. It's as if he's completely immune to the toxic vapours of teenage exam despair seeping into every corner of the house and filling us all with the belief that Armageddon is upon us. All except for him, of course. I keep telling myself to stay calm. Breathe. Be the stable one. I have tried meditation, but it's very hard to find inner peace when Toby is demanding I make him an iced brown sugar oat shaken espresso because it helps him focus on his economic notes, and Millie is wailing over the concept of algebraic fractions. Don't ask. Apparently, if she doesn't get the concept, it means she'll never get a job and might as well live in a box. So, yes, a bunk, a little escape, a Shirley Valentine moment. Tempting does not even cover it. But instead, here I am, providing snacks, coffee, emotional support, and an endless supply of tissues. And I keep telling myself, this too shall pass. This too shall pass, hopefully before I pass out face down in the washing up water. There we are. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back again next week for another episode from the podcast For the Love of Drama. Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy the lovely weather while it's still here, and take care. See you all soon. Bye.